Hey y'all, welcome back to Everyday Mama. I'm Leanne, and today I'm going to walk you through a quick learning through play activity on number sense. Let's jump right in. Gathering items to prepare for this activity is very simple. It's probably things you already have around your home. Paper plates, Post-it notes, and some objects that would interest your child. Once you've gathered these materials, grab yourself a bin from the Dollar Tree and collect them all in this, because as we go through this series of number sense, you're going to find that we can use these same objects for adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So keeping it together and building upon that will help the child because they'll see something that they remember from last week. You're going to want to put your plates out on the table. Take a Post-it note and write the numbers 1 through 10. Now I'm showing you plates here for 1 through 3 just as examples. Not only do you want to write the number, you also want to put a dot for how many each one is worth. Once you've done this all the way to 10, you would have your child sit down with you with a bowl of their favorite objects. Today, I'm going to use counting blocks just as an example. Other objects you could use would be cars, fruit snacks, animals, balls of Play-Doh, whatever interests your child. If your child's more of a tactile child and likes to squish things and feel things, then maybe Play-Doh's for you. If your child's really into animals, then that might be the one. Fruit snacks would be a good motivator. If we can get through this activity today, then you can eat the fruit snacks when we're done. And I know my son in particular would love to use the cars. You're just going to want to take the blocks like this, and with your child watching, talk to them about the number 1. This is 1 block for the number 1, and place it on the plate. 2, count up. 1, 2. Again, for an example, for 3, 1, 2, 3. You always want to count the numbers as you're going so that your child can start to understand that it is a build upon learning. It's not just that it's 2 objects, it's 1, 2 objects. Also doing this when you're out in nature, taking a walk with your child. If you see 2 birdies, look sweetheart, it's 2 birdies, 1, 2. You want to show them that you are adding, you are building on. After you have shown them, give them all the blocks back and have them put 1 on the plate, 1, 2 on the plate, and 1, 2, 3 on the plate, all the way to 10, or for the amount that you feel comfortable for that day. Let's go through an example if your child were to put the wrong amount. If your child put 3 blocks in the 2, you could say to them, "Great try, sweetheart. Let's see if this matches up with the dots." Have them put the blocks on the dots. Let them discover their own mistake. Is there enough dots for the blocks? No, there's not. So do we need this one? We don't. We only need 2 blocks for the number 2. Letting them figure out their mistakes will help it to stick with them. The time frame for engagement for your child is going to vary based on age. If you are doing this with a 1 or 2-year-old, I would expect 5 to 10 minutes at most. If you get more than that, great. Keep going as long as they're happy. But 5 or 10 minutes is about the normal range for that age. As they get older, you will see that you can do longer, more in-depth activities with them. After you have done the showing of how to put 1 block, 2 blocks, and 3 blocks, and then had your child show you as well, you can now start to play a game with them. But I would like to recommend that you do the showing and having them show you several times throughout the week before you move on to the game. Kids need repetition, and I know it can be boring for us parents. We have to read the same books over and over and over again, but for our children, they're building synapses in their brain, trying to get this to stick with them. So repetition is very, very vital for the learning process. One of the reasons it is so important to start with number sense is because number sense is like the concrete on a house. It is the foundation. Numbers are never going to change, and we need to teach our children to be able to identify them. But not only that, we want them to understand why it is 2 and why it is 3. 2 builds upon 1, 3 builds upon 2. We want them to see that, because then when those patterns start to come into play for them, the rest of math will become a lot easier. Not only are you doing your child a great service by showing them this stuff at home, but this is fun for them. This is time spent with their mom or their dad or their grandparents. This is time together. And learning through play not only makes great minds, but it makes great memories. Once they've got the numbers down, a game you could play with them is to talk about the order of numbers. You could put the plates in the wrong order and have your child fix the plates for you. They can move the plates around. This kind of game really helps build that foundation of understanding number sense. I will be continuing this series of numbers. Next time I will be showing you stuff to do with addition, and then I will do subtraction, followed by multiplication and division. So please look for those videos. Other things you can do with your child to help them with number sense is to play games such as Chutes and Ladders or Sorry, or any counting game where you have to go up and down based on the roll of the die or a spinner. All of these things help them to understand number sense. Even at 6 years old, my son enjoys things like this. It's a great review. You see how he's putting the cars based on the numbers. Having your child go back and count the cars or the objects is great to see if they understand what they're doing.
1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Fantastic job.
Thanks.
Why do you like doing activities like this, buddy?
Because I can use cars while I do math.
And I enjoy spending time with you while we do it too.
Me too.
Well, we're going to go ahead and keep learning through play. Until next time, wishing you and your child lots of simplicity, progress, and joy.